Sorry about the delay, everybody. Boss Man will be here shortly. But until then, Joel Embiid, you a bitch. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah! So, as you can tell, obviously the boss man is on his way. So, good morning. Welcome to the Wacky Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. The first hour is brought to you by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. We got the droid showing up here in a little bit, but right now, the early word on the streets. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Verlander has become a San Francisco Giant, signing a one-year, $15 million deal, and we've already got ourselves some controversy surrounding the move. And that controversy is what jersey number Verlander is going to wear. As we all know, Verlander has worn 35 his entire career, but the Giants already have a very famous 35, and that was Brandon Crawford, who is officially retired at the end of November, finishing out his 14-year career with the St. Louis Cardinals. 13 of the 14 seasons, he was a San Francisco Giant. So now the question is, with this being right on the heels of Crawford's departure, will San Francisco let Verlander wear 35? So, who knows? Obviously, Verlander did not start his career wearing 35. When he joined the Tigers in 2005, Verlander wore 59 for his first two starts. Obviously, he's worn 35 since, so it'll be interesting to see how all of this shakes out. Obviously, in other news that has gone on, Eddie Alvarez has gone to Atlanta on a minor league deal. Chris Martin has left Boston. Boston's losing everything right now. To go to Texas. Josh Bell has left Arizona to go to Washington. Kevin Biggio has joined Kansas City on a minor league deal after leaving Atlanta. Teoscar Hernandez re-signed with the Dodgers on a 3-year contract. You know what? I'm curious. Let's just see what Boston has actually done. Signed Walker Buehler. Giovanni Morgan was traded over so we got a relief pitcher there. Obviously, the big splash was Garrett Crochet. We signed Aroldis Chapman. Sebi Salvada came over on a minor league deal, and Justin Wilson came over on a 1-year deal. So, yeah. Not really that big of a splash so far for the Red Sox. Dealing with boss man's White Sox, they just recently signed away from Boston, Bobby Dahlbach. They need a little bit of help over at first base. This will give it to them. They got Tyler Gilbert in a trade from Philadelphia. Here's one for you. Another one they took from Boston. Cam Boozer traded to Boston for minor league right-hand pitcher Yohiker Farhado. Okay. No idea. I didn't even hear about that. Matt Thaisis came over from the Cubs. They made a few other small moves. Mike Tauchman came over from the Cubs in December. So teams are really starting to bolster up a little bit. Of course, the big moves for Droid's KC team. Biggio comes over on a minor league deal. Taylor Clark comes over on a minor league deal. And Jonathan India and Joey Weimer get traded over to Kansas City for relief for right-hand pitcher Brady Singer. So that's some of the bigger moves that have gone on so far this year. It's interesting to see how some of these teams are trying to attack things. I mean, we all know Blake Snell's now a Dodger. Alex Bregman is still a free agent, so that game is still up there. Corbin Burns has gone to Arizona, and of course Juan Soto. Good God Almighty. Soto's deal was insane. Like great googly moogly. Seriously, it was. Let me look at this here again. 15-year contract worth nearly $800 million. I'm sorry, but what? Yeah. Sick. Snowman's on the way. He's just running a touch behind. Vic, I'm hanging in there, man. It's just another one of those fun days in paradise. And Grand Marshal, good to see you hanging around on the Twitch. Right now, we're talking a little bit of MLB hot stove. Verlander going to the Giants on a 1-year, $15 million deal. So we're covering a little bit of hot stove to kick the party off this morning. And trust me, we have got a lot more to discuss as this day goes on. I'm sure Droid will be kicking around wanting to talk a little bit of NHL and how the refs have been a problem so far this season. We've got the college football playoff semifinals getting ready to kick off tomorrow. That will be entertaining for sure. As I bring all that up. Yeah, tomorrow's game is going to be Penn State Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. And then, what is it? Friday is going to be Texas Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl.
Somebody talking football?
Oh, just going through some of the rundown. I was just talking about Verlander's 1-year deal.
Oh.
We could talk a little MLB to open the party up. Yes, six.
Good morning, everybody. And thank you to the big dog, my second in command. Welcome to the wacky Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. We're glad to have y'all with us. My second in command is steering the ship and steering it well. Phew. Thank you. Thank you so much for getting the party started. I appreciate you.
Even already got the first sponsor read out of the way for you.
Good. Now I ask you, since I've put you in charge of it, what's on our roster today?
Like I said, we've been talking a little bit of hot stove news, and yes, Sick Diggy, it was a 15-year deal for one, bordering $800 million. We talked a little bit of
Juan Soto.
Yeah, I brought that up as some of the bigger news that's been going on with baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Bregman's still on the market.
Bregman's staying in Houston.
You know, that wouldn't surprise me, but I wouldn't also be surprised to see. I wouldn't be surprised to see him shift somewhere else that's not a direct competitor.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, Tucker's already gone to the Cubs. Good God, I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
Nolan Arenado's looking to get out of St. Louis.
If Bregman leaves, Arenado to the Astros.
Arenado's actually looking more like he's going to end up going to Boston.
Oh, that's who's suiting him.
Boston's one of them, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But Boston's also been trying to make a play to get Breg.
I don't think Bregman. Look, I've been totally wrong before, and I know I'll totally be wrong again, but I don't think Bregman's going to go anywhere.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the way that team is built,
and the way their farm system is built,
why shake it up?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're going to easily replace Tucker.
Yeah,
you know. We'll follow all of the hot stove news all the way up until the kickoff of baseball season. And of course, as you guys know, the two teams that I'm going to follow exclusively via play-by-play will be my beloved White Sox and the Houston Astros. So we'll see how Major League Baseball coverage goes. This man called me this morning and I was dead to the world. So was my beauty. And he said, "Where are you at? I'm going to push the button." And I looked down and I saw the time and I went, "Oh, push the button. I'm on my way."
Yep.
You know, and you talked to me for years about having a second in command. I did for a while with Cole. He's moved on to bigger and better things, and I'm so proud of him.
Oh, for sure.
But to have you as my second in command to help steer the ship when I can't, I appreciate you very, very much.
I'm just doing my thing for you, man. You know how it is.
I do. Let's take a break. When you all get back, the playoff continues in college football. That's later. But when y'all immediately get back, dear Antonio Pierce and coaches like him in that said situation, you got dealt a dirty hand, and I don't like it. We'll do that and more. Snowman in the Morning, back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
This spring, the Hot Corner comes to Snowman Multimedia. Think what we did with football, baseball style. Oh, man, that's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, we're going to do it, and we're going to be tweaking it along the way, just like we did with our initial first season of all of us covering football. But that's gonna be an idea. That's going to be an idea. We'll work it out and get you guys all of the details. Now to the college football playoff. Sorry.
Before we do that, I believe we finally got the curly-haired one up.
Is he awake?
I don't know. Are you awake yet?
Oh yeah, he's awake. I see the jersey he has on there.
Yeah, I'm awake.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm awake. I just got my deep morning voice.
And you're like me. You're not awake yet.
Nah, I just needed the Mountain Dew.
This is what happens when y'all tell me to wake you up before the show.
Yeah,
I mean, it
literally
worked. At
did.
least I didn't miss today's show like I have the last two.
You're fine. You're fine. Victor's with us from Chicago. There is a droid sighting. Yes, there is.
And I
There is
know, Droid. I know,
sighting.
Droid. You've been wanting to brag on the refs lately, so we'll probably get to that later on.
Oh, tomorrow, the Orange Bowl in Miami, the Penn State Nittany Lions, and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
That actually could be a stealer.
I said at the top of the season, and I also said it when we started our coverage of the playoff. The wildest of the wild cards since they expanded to 12 teams is playing tomorrow night, and that team is the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
And I said it yesterday. The gray wigs of the NCAA are shaking right now.
They are. They are. And you also posed a great question. What if Notre Dame runs the table?
Oh dear God.
They
What
won't.
if Notre Dame runs the table?
They just won't.
I don't know.
They just
'Cause
won't.
They weren't supposed to beat Georgia in basically their own backyard.
Well,
They
to be
did.
fair, Georgia didn't have their starting quarterback, which means they had no
So
offense.
what? You're in the playoff. Next man up. I say the same about Oregon. And they got steamrolled by Ohio State.
Yeah, 34-8
Oh
at
my
the half.
gosh. Oh
We
my
knew it was
gosh.
going to be a track meet, but damn.
The most intriguing. Notre Dame presents a problem for those who didn't want to see Notre Dame get in the playoff. Notre Dame presents a problem because what if they play either Texas or Ohio State?
Ohio
in the
State
national
or
championship?
Texas is going to run through them.
Don't be too sure. If the playoff has taught me anything, don't be too sure.
I mean,
Because I had Georgia and Oregon in a track meet in Atlanta, and neither one's going to get there.
I mean, Oregon was supposed to go through Ohio State, and they got stomped on.
They got stomped.
And everyone figured Boise was going to take out Penn, and Penn said, you're dreaming.
Man, oh man.
Well, to be fair, it's just like we have a hatred for Penn State, so we would rather see Boise State move through than Penn State.
I actually logistically thought Boise State would beat Penn State with their running game. Turns out Penn State did the opposite, and now it's Penn State playing Notre Dame in Miami in the Orange Bowl.
And the thing about it is Notre Dame has a stout run defense.
Mm-hmm. And they also have a stout run offense led by Jeremiah Love.
This could be a show stealer.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that I've thrown my towel in, and I'm not watching another game of this playoff.
I am. Why are you throwing in the towel?
Because I wanted Arizona State to go all the way.
Man, Arizona State had problems with Texas.
No, they didn't. That was all refereeing all game long.
Wrong answer. This is
right
where
answer.
This is where I vehemently disagree with you. Texas is that team. That's why they're in the semifinals and Arizona State isn't.
And
Texas had three.
Is that
I will
also
say
why
this.
they lost the SEC championship?
I'll tell you this. Texas had 3 shots to put them away in regulation. Two missed field goals and a missed opportunity in the red zone.
Yeah, and it took till second overtime and just a jump on a read to end up clinching it.
Man, Texas, Ohio State's going to be a Donnybrook, but we're concentrating right now on Penn State and Notre Dame. And as the dog said a few moments ago, this could be a show stealer, and Notre Dame could pull off a shocker. In fact, I'll go ahead and make my pick right now. I have Notre Dame pulling the upset.
Even though they're favored by 1.5 according to all odds right now.
They're
not
favored
even
by
pulling
one.
off the upset.
They're favored by 1.5, but you have to think the way that not only the pollsters think, but you got to think the way that Vegas is thinking. Notre Dame is laying 1.5 against Penn State.
And you remember what Deet said about these odds, you know, under 3, and it's like they're not technically favored.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Ohio State's laying 5.5 on Texas.
That's a mistake. That is an absolute mistake. We'll get to Texas, Ohio State a little later. But it's Penn State, Notre Dame that we're talking about. Thank you, Victor. I think the same thing. I didn't think Notre Dame would get as far as they have, and they have. Now with a chance to really show what they can do on an even bigger stage. Because if they win tomorrow night, to repeat a statement that the dog said earlier, the Grey Wigs are really going to be shaking in their boots.
I mean,
Actually,
look at
this point, I wouldn't mind Notre Dame winning. You know, it's been a minute since we've seen Notre Dame lift that trophy.
1988.
I was about to say it's been a while since all of these schools have lifted a natty.
It's been a while since Penn State and Notre Dame held up the national championship trophy.
Has Texas
Penn
ever?
State did it in '86, winning the Fiesta Bowl in '87. And then the next year, Notre Dame won it all, beating West Virginia in the same place in the Fiesta Bowl.
Listen, Texas hasn't won since like 05. I don't remember the last time Ohio State won either. But if
15.
15?
14.
Last time Texas.
Oh yeah, last time the college football game existed before this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know how funny that would be if the last time the college football game existed, Ohio State won, and then the first time the college football game exists in a long time, Ohio State wins again. That'd be funny.
Any one of these 4 teams can win it all.
Yeah, last time
I want Will Howard to win because not only is he an amazing quarterback, but he's also a former Kansas State. I got to watch him play in Manhattan, so I wouldn't mind seeing Ohio State win.
This brings up the ultimate when it comes to the NCAA because Ohio State hasn't held a natty in a decade. Texas hasn't held one in 2. Penn and Notre Dame haven't held one in 4.
Right.
This just shows what happens when you let actual parity take over college football.
I think anybody who's been watching college football for a long time would rather Penn State and Notre Dame win than either Ohio State or Texas.
Well, I mean, it's not our fault. Those are 2 of the most insufferable fan bases. Tell me I'm wrong.
I would love to see Texas win.
Oh yeah, just as insufferable as your Bruins this year. Ooh, did I say that?
Be nice. Be nice. Because
Shut up, bitch.
you be nice, Troy. Because there have been a few games this year that your Panthers got socked in the mouth by a couple hockey pucks.
Oh, you mean like Jakub Dobesh?
Uh-huh.
I wear those losses because it's a statement to how hurt we are right now. Because we're losing a lot of our defenders.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not on our hockey right now.
Yeah. Yeah, injuries are really taking Florida. We'll talk hockey a little later. Who do you guys think will win tomorrow night? Be you Penn State or be you Notre Dame? Let's go ahead and that's our question of the day. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do it.
I knew that's where you were going.
Droid, which way are you leaning?
Oh Lord. I mean, Abdul Carter has been an amazing defensive end for Penn State. I mean, he's literally the projected #1 overall pick. But it's like you have to choose between the immovable object and the unstoppable force. That's kind of what you're picking here.
Mm-hmm.
You're picking between the immovable object, which is Penn State, and the unstoppable force that is Notre Dame. So you kind of have to pick between one of the two and just pray that you're right. So in this case, let's send Notre Dame back to the Natty. I'm picking the Fighting Irish.
I'm doing the same. I'm leaning Notre Dame. Notre Dame has listen, both teams have a terrific run game. Don't get it twisted. Both teams have a terrific run game. But there's something about Notre Dame that speaks to me now, especially after they lost to Northern Illinois at home. They haven't lost.
They have awoken.
I say they continue.
I see you, Victor. Lord knows Droid has been waiting to throw strays.
Oh, you ain't heard strays yet.
And good morning, Ray Hanma.
Thank you, Ray, for coming by. We appreciate you. And don't forget to smash that like button for those of you watching via YouTube. But
Victor Locke gives a good comparison in the chat there.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan versus Andre.
I was thinking more Rock Austin in the Attitude Era because neither team has held the championship in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And either way you look at it, it's going to be a fan favorite win.
This is a semifinal that could easily be billed as a national championship game should the draw had gone
differently.
I feel like this game is a statement to what this 12 team could have been.
I agree.
Just this semifinal in general. The Texas Ohio State one, don't care about that. We're looking at just this Penn State Notre Dame
Man,
one.
quit lying. You know you care about that because
I only care about Ohio State slightly, but more people are going to be paying attention to Notre Dame, Penn State.
They're going to pay attention to both of these games because Penn State Notre Dame could easily wind up 14-10 as well as 45-41. Texas Ohio State is going to be a shootout, and I think Quinn Ewers has a surprise for Ohio State.
But I remember we talked about this in the group chat. I mentioned that Ohio State was going to beat Oregon, and you called me crazy.
I did.
You called
and then
me
Ohio
crazy.
State came out and slapped Oregon around.
And
Ohio State came out and delivered a stone cold stunner in the first quarter. And after they marched right down the field and scored in a minute 24.
Yeah, and I was mentioning I forgot his name.
I knew the game was over.
I forgot his name, but I was mentioning a specific Ohio State wide receiver, Ibuka. Ibuka.
Ibuka had a great game, but there's another one, the freshman, and I'm blanking on his name right now. He's going to be dynamite for them going forward.
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith, thank you. That's
number
the name
4.
That is who I'm looking for.
The 6'3", 214 wide receiver. He had a 1,000-yard receiving season, which is absolutely insane. And I give the most props to him, but you also got to realize, like, not going to say Texas doesn't have a running game. It's very obvious. They have 2 running backs that have 1,000 yards each.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like Quentin Sean Junkins so much more than I do either Texas running back. He's had just so much better of an individual season. And then Travion Henderson has also had a very good individual season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say I don't like Contravion Wisner or Jaden Blue. Neither of them are bad running backs. They're amazing running backs. But the fact that we have 2 elite running games in the semifinals is quite insane because it's kind of just up to the defense at this point to do their job.
We got 4 elite running games, if you want to be quite honest. But the team of the one of the 4, but out of the 4, I beg your pardon, that has like a slight disadvantage in the running game, you would think at this point in time would be Texas. But Texas can get the ball down the field running. They have 2 very capable running backs. Every team in this semifinal proved why they are in the semifinal. You cannot go anywhere without a running game. And all 4 of these teams can run the football very well.
I think one of the big factors that could stop mainly the Notre Dame running game is going to be that Penn State defensive line, the same defensive line that stopped Ashton Jeanty and the Boise State Broncos.
Well, they got to get there first. I'll say the same thing. They got to get there first. They got to get there. We will see what happens, and we'll have the call tomorrow night, beginning at 7 p.m., of course, with the pregame show, and we'll take you all the way to and through the Orange Bowl. Let's take a break. When y'all get back, we started to talk about something yesterday, and we're going to go even further. And we're only going to say what we're talking about what we're going to talk about sucks, and it's going to get even worse. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals, chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quins.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E-Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Later on today at 2:30, our pregame show leads us to this from Fog Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. The TCU Horned Frogs, ranked 11th in women's basketball, taking on the Kansas Jayhawks. Yours truly will have the call at the top of the hour. And UCLA remains undefeated in women's basketball. They absolutely smacked Purdue. 83-49 was the final. Player of the Year candidate Lauren Betts had another outstanding game. We'll see Lauren Betts later on in the year. But it's Haley Van Lith and the TCU Horned Frogs taking on the Kansas Jayhawks from Allen Fieldhouse in women's Big 12 basketball action today. Speaking of women's sports, now I wanted to go here yesterday, didn't get the opportunity. I'll ask a question I've asked 2 years ago, and I'll ask a question I asked last year. Why aren't they getting the eyes and the ears?
Media coverage, lack of it.
It's so sad to me that they're still not getting the coverage they deserve. Hell, look at the PWHL when they partnered with YouTube and they now have local partners. They now have like over-the-air broadcast partners.
Nesson being one of them.
Nesson being one of them. Absolutely.
You should see the score bugs for the PWHL this year. They look amazing.
The one I designed will be better. But they do look amazing. They absolutely do. They absolutely do. I caught a couple games on YouTube.
I am a Frost fan when it comes to the PWHL, but once Florida gets a PWHL team, I'm switching.
No, you're not.
Yes,
you
I
love
am.
the Frost too. No, you're not. You can't look me in the eye and say it without smiling. I rest my case. I told you I'd tease you the same way I do my kids.
I want a Frost jersey so bad, and I think it's funny because I'm kind of like a Bucks T-Wolves fan, which is a sin in the rivalry.
You are committing a sin. What's wrong with you?
Because technically the Bucks and the T-Wolves are rivals by location.
By location only.
They have no history of rivalry together. They don't even have a history of beef.
I was about to say, don't tell me I got to hang an epitaph on this one.
Not yet.
But I find it. But the thing I'm a little upset about right now is the fact that you didn't say the one big star at KU right now.
And that star
Maya Nichols.
Not the player to watch.
You sure?
I'm sure. I'm definitely sure.
I ain't in this one. You two can have at it.
Give me a better player on the Jayhawks roster than Samaya Nichols.
Give you two of them right now. Elle Evans and Jordan Webster.
Elle Evans, she's always been hit or miss recently. That's why we're 1-2 right now in the Big
12.
In the Big 12. So It's kind of hard to agree with L. Evans, but I can definitely see Jordan Webster by a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think of Samaya Nichols and I think of mainly just rising stars because she's only a sophomore.
Listen, Samaya Nichols is going to be in the pantheon of Kansas greats once her career ends. She is getting there, and she's getting there fast. But we're talking about right now, here and now, especially with number 11 TCU coming to Fog Allen. See where I'm going?
Yeah.
We're talking about here and now.
But there's one player who I have met personally and was, I would say, good colleagues with this player on KU. Her name is Zoe Canfield.
Mm-hmm.
She hails from
5'7",
Topeka, Kansas.
5'7" junior. I've done my homework.
She's not a junior. She's a freshman.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have her listed as a junior here.
That could just be a mistake on whatever source I'm using.
Yeah.
Because I just wrote it down and I have it like over here on my second monitor.
Yeah, I get it. I got 2 monitors and 2 tablets. I get it. But instead, I'm going to look at it this way before we move on. Instead of complaining, we're going to change that. We're going to change how women's sports is looked at, viewed, and covered. That's the mission this year, and that's why the arm of Snowman Sportsnet, the play-by-play arm, is there. That's one of the main reasons it's there. You can give all the love you want to the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball. We're going to do a lot of Major League Baseball this year. But it's the women's sports that needs the eyes right now. I've been knowing that for a long time. And we're going to fix that. Speaking of fixing something.
I'm upset.
Why?
Because it says tickets as low as $17 for TCU Kansas, but the snowstorm just hit, so I can't get out of the house.
Damn. Because I surely was going to say, if you're going, I want pictures of Fog Allen Fieldhouse.
Nah, I think the first time I go to a Jayhawks game, I'm going to go with one of my good friends, Blake.
Mm-hmm.
He might actually be listening right now. Shout out Blake. But I think the first game I'm probably going to go to with Blake is a Wichita Thunder game against the Kansas City Mavericks.
Understood.
We're going to all carpool down I-335, the Kansas Turnpike, and just have fun.
Here's a question I posed it yesterday, and I'll pose it today. If it is possible, how do you fix the National Basketball Association?
How do you fix it? I don't think you can, but one of the big things is getting rid of LeBron.
I agree. The next big thing will be getting, yes, LeBron, it is you.
It is you.
It has always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever. Amen.
Church rose and said amen.
He's the biggest problem. But there's a whole lot more.
3 big problems. LeBron James, CP3, and Kevin Durant.
Take Kevin Durant out of the equation and replace him with James Harden.
Then it's 4.
Strictly 3. 3. You leave Kevin Durant alone.
Victor Locke, there you go.
Kevin Durant's mistake.
That's the big point. Victor Locke, right there. Bring
back
defense.
Hey, you know how you fix that? You bring back centers. Pure centers. And you put the positions back in play. Small forward, power forward, center, point guard, shooting guard.
Because what's the point of calling it a small forward when you got a 6'7" big man at small forward?
And what's the point when you got a center, supposedly, shooting 3-point shots, Joel Embiid? And the other thing is,
I want to be confident that this generation of college basketball players could be the big thing that moves us back towards that defensive era.
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe that, but it's kind of
I'd
hard to
like to
believe
believe
that
it also.
when you got 5 players in the NBA right now that are a problem. James Harden, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, James Harden again, and we'll say Paul George.
Man, Paul George is a quitter. Okay, I said it, and I'll say it again. Paul George is a quitter.
Say it louder for those with the cheap seats at Arrowhead.
He's quit on the Pacers. He's quit on the Clippers. And he quit on OKC. Because
who cares
he
that
would
quit on
start.
OKC?
I know. We'll get to that in a minute. Because he went from being the number one option in Indiana, and they were trying to surround him with talent to build around him.
They were just trying to develop a roster based off of PG.
These were the doldrums of the Indiana Pacers. And then they found Paul, and then they drafted Paul George. Paul George was supposed to lead them back to prominence. Unfortunately for Paul George, his attitude got in the way. Now you have a young man named Tyrese Halliburton that's leading that team.
I am not going to say I hate Tyrese Halliburton, but I'm not going to say I love Tyrese Halliburton.
Because?
It seems like he's a bit too humble, if that makes sense.
Isn't that a great thing?
Too humble is not a great thing. Sometimes, as a great man from a show I watched called Ted Lasso said, sometimes you just got to be a prick.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to be a little bit selfish.
But he's the unquestioned leader of the Pacers.
Yeah.
Unquestioned leader.
You know, the biggest thing that's drawing the NBA absolute dick when it comes for numbers, the culture of the sport itself.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it circles back. It circles back to broadcasting. It circles back to how far crammed ESPN is up certain teams' rear ends.
Mm-hmm.
TNT doesn't have that problem. Local broadcasts, of course, they're going to be homers for the local teams.
TNT was pushed into that problem.
Yeah, and now they're getting pushed completely out.
After
courtesy of streaming.
Mm-hmm. The streaming services have taken broadcasting over. In a way, it helps. Okay, because you lessen the cost of people that want to see their teams play.
But
you also take away a lot of people that don't have access to these streaming platforms. I grew up with Sports Channel, Sports Vision, as it was called in Chicago, and then it became Sports Channel.
And the other thing is,
Vic also has a great point. It's the style of the game is no longer appealing.
No, because the fact of the matter is, no one's going to sit down unless they're actually at the game to watch it. Everyone's just going to catch the highlights on either YouTube or on SportsCenter.
And even then, with the way the arenas are right now, they won't sit down and watch a full game. If they get bored, they'll get up and they'll go to a suite or something like that and hang out there.
One of the biggest problems I see is not only, well, I think one of the big things you need to do, NBA, drop your ticket prices at least a little.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think that me, a person who is broke and from Kansas, is going to pay $300 to watch the 76ers? No! That's why I love college basketball so much. It's because the tickets are so much cheaper.
Dude, how do you think of somebody from Mainfield going down to Boston?
Just a minute. Here's where I throw a stray. Who'd pay $30 to see the 76ers right now?
Man, who the hell would pay $350?
I certainly wouldn't.
And
I
he
said the
doesn't
next
mean
time I go,
350. No, he means $3.50.
like I said, the next time I go to an NBA game, I'm strapped with a press pass.
I think you said something like that. Is like the first time that we go to a live game, we're all
We're
gonna have
strapped
press
with a
passes.
we're strapped with a press. My entire organization is strapped with a press pass. Period. Period. Point blank. End of story. Because it's just all the local fans and regular fans that can't afford tickets and can't afford the NBA experience have been priced out. They've been priced out.
Why do you think it is so hard for, especially people like me, who again are barely paying their bills or even able to pay their bills?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think people like me feel when we want to go watch the Kansas City Chiefs, even, and the tickets are listed at over $1,000?
$1,000. Well, that's what championships get you.
I
That's
don't
what
even think
championships get.
Patriots games got that bad. I think maybe the biggest ticket price was $900, and that's it.
Let me take a look.
Who'd want to go watch the Patriots anyway? Mr. Suge in the house with us.
You're not wrong.
He says, make the NBA interesting, have them all wear face masks with cameras inserted to give fans a bird's eye view perspective. That would be troubling for two reasons. One, you haven't developed the technology for it yet.
RIP the net code inside the arena too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of internet you'd have to be using. That's the big part. That's
You know what
concerning.
you do? You know what you do to strengthen the NBA experience? You make the internet on the house. You don't charge for that. Because the last time I was
Normally
in Lucas,
arenas don't.
well, some arenas do. Because as I was about to mention, the last time I was at Lucas Oil Stadium, there was a charge for it, and I was broadcasting a game. Fortunately, folks from the media there made sure I did not have to.
They
I did
prepaid
not
for it?
the game. Did I pay for it? No.
No, did they prepaid for it?
They set me up with a connection inside my booth. They set me up with a connection inside my booth.
By the way, to answer the question, in 2023, the average price for a Pats ticket was $143.
That tells you everything you need to know right there.
Yeah.
The same can be said about cable streaming services. Droid, their packages can be overpriced at times. That's true. Even just getting ESPN Plus now to watch hockey, basketball, football, it's expensive.
It is.
Even for me to watch my minor league games, these are not even major league games, minor league, I'd have to pay either $100 yearly to watch it for only like 8 months out of the year, or $30 a month.
I see me calling games, I go with the yearly price.
Yeah.
Because I study a lot. I watch games a lot. And I want to see how I want to learn the why even after I broadcast the game. When owners tell their top stars they're not playing, it makes the games not worth watching, much less going to. Greg Popovich.
Also, Sick Diggy said, which is why younger folks are resorting to pirating streaming services to watch these games for free. It's also why a lot of us broadcasters who are trying to get our stuff started out on YouTube have to use these same services, because it's either ESPN's too buggy, NFL Plus is buggy, all these streaming services that pay multi-million dollars a year to keep themselves up are buggy as hell. And while you got places like, well, before it got taken down, Stream East, before the first couple websites got taken down, like that was
And they're
always
going to
the most
continue, and
reliable.
they're going to try to shut down that entire operation. I remember the only way I could watch English Premier Soccer was at a local sports bar.
Nowadays, you can get on CBS Sports, and you can also get it on Peacock.
Peacock. I'm gonna say this right now: if you're a fan of the Big Ten and you're a fan of the English Premier League, get yourself Peacock. It's not buggy.
Get Peacock.
It's actually so smooth. It's actually impressive.
And also, it's good for if you're watching IMSA, especially the Rolex 24.
The IMSA, and don't forget, sometimes there's a game on there for the NFL. Sometimes the NFL throws games
Sunday
on
night
Peacock.
Sunday night football.
Yep, and so if you want to get a cheap, not only is Peacock cheap, but also it's a good running streaming services that's not buggy half the time because of its high traffic. Get Peacock. I mean, I'm a Bournemouth fan. I'm an AFC Bournemouth fan. We are somehow 7th in the league right now, even though we have not only is Evan Nielsen, one of our top strikers, injured, but also is our backup top striker injured. So we're probably going to drop down the table a lot, but I'm a Bournemouth fan. In the terms of the Big 12, I'm going to call it the Big 12. In terms of the Big 10, I'm a fan of the Washington Huskies, Washington University.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of racing, I love IMSA. I love 24 hours and from the 8 hours to the 24 hours. I love IMSA by a mile. And then, of course, for Sunday Night Football, I know I haven't been on for a Sunday Night Football game we've called, but that's how I watch it.
You.
Mister, I don't wanna.
Hey, I was tired. Okay,
Listen,
and I
we
flat out
missed
said
a thriller for an overtime game with Washington.
I was dead to the world. My body was just flat. My body was just flat out tired, and I was here for it. I was getting the peripherals ready and everything. I live in Scandinavia, so I have to resort to purchasing TV2's streaming service. They charge extra for their sports packages. That's the thing that pisses me off.
Mm.
When you get basic packages and you find out you have to pay extra.
I think I found out that through Flow Hockey, you have to pay extra for specific leagues, which is ridiculous. Like,
with Flow Sports, period, you got to pay extra.
Like, I just want to watch the
You're not wrong.
ECHL. Stop making me pay so much. That's why On Hockey is such a great place to go. Like, as long as you have an ad blocker, go to On Hockey instead of paying this ridiculous price for these streaming services.
What's a website we're looking for?
On Hockey to replace Flow Sports. As long as you have an ad blocker, that's the thing. Ad blocker, because it's going to throw you a pop-up as soon as you enter it.
Oh, okay. All right, so I got On Hockey. I'm good.
But I want to call ECHL games, personally, because I love not only the entire league of the ECHL with their unique teams and their unique names, like the Tahoe. Wait, what was it? The Tahoe Night Monsters or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also got the Savannah Ghost Pirates for two games. They were the Savannah Ghost Panthers, which was pretty cool. They had some pretty cool jerseys. I found
do the Charlotte Checkers still exist?
They're in the AHL.
They're in the AHL, so they changed associations on me.
Mm-hmm. The Charlotte, they've always been AHL.
No, they weren't.
Well, since I've had the NHL games from NHL, which was NHL 12, was my first NHL game. They've always been in the AHL.
Ray, we got to talk. And I mean all of us. I mean all of us. I'm checking out On Hockey.
Yeah, they actually got AHL games live right now if you want to watch those.
You know what? Why don't you two talk about that and let's take a break?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Pause for a break. When we get back, we got more stuff for you. Hour 2 after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E-Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Second hour of Snowman in the Morning begins with a tribute to a fallen broadcaster as we lost Greg Gumbel. Greg Gumbel was one of my inspirations. You know, when I would always get the question from my mom, why don't you like any black play-by-play announcers? And I'd always would mention Greg Gumbel along with the likes of Jim Durham and Bill Baker and Johnny Red Kerr and Wayne Larrivee. What I'm about to play right now is a tribute series, some of Greg Gumbel's best calls. And this is courtesy of YouTube channel Behind the Mic, courtesy of CBS, and ownership is to all the other networks. But here's our tribute to Greg Gumbel. Hope you enjoy.
And welcome to the culmination of Daytona Speed Week, the last of this millennium and the official start of NASCAR's next 50 years. Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel. Happy Valentine's Day to you and yours from all of us at CBS Sports. How this race has grown from its early days on the beach. Today, the winner will take home $1.1 million. There's over $8 million in prize money at stake. This race has been won by the sport's greatest legends. Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, and Bobby Allison have become immortalized here. But Daytona is also the place where legends are born. Is this the breakthrough year for Terry Labonte, Mark Martin, or Kenny Schrader? In about 3.5 hours, we'll find out.
Back to his own 10. Breaking free, right side. Gets a block. Holiday down the sideline. Touchdown, Denver. With time, gonna go deep. Has a man open down the middle of the field. It is caught. Touchdown, Torrey Smith. Looking at a 3rd and 7. Throwing, tip, intercepted, picked off by the Ravens. Corey Graham to the end zone for the touchdown. Manning on 3rd and 8. With time, going corner of the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Brandon Stokely. First down now at the 32 of the Broncos.
This is one game I loved about Greg Gumbel in particular.
Caught for the touchdown. Torrey Smith. Second half, Trendon Holiday. He'll be able to run this one out of the end zone from about 4 or 5 yards deep. And right up the middle of the field. And there he goes. Holiday. 20-10 touchdown Denver. That's not going to get it done. Flacco stepping up and throwing deep down the far sideline. Caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacoby Jones.
Yeah. I mean,
You
a lot
can't
of
go
people,
wrong with calls like you can't go wrong with stuff like that.
no, and the thing is, you know, a lot of people forgot. Those of us, especially in the NASCAR circle, Greg Gumbel did do Daytona for a few years. Towards the end of CBS's run, he shared the pre-show booth with the late great Ken Squire.
He did. He did. And I remember that. I think CBS had Daytona for 5 years.
No, CBS did Daytona from 79 through. They just had Gumbel on it for the last few.
Okay. Okay. You can't, Ryan said it best. The great thing about Greg Gumbel is that he didn't have to do much talking on play-by-play, a little bit of old school for these announcers of today. He let the play talk for itself, and he just added in where needed.
Yeah.
With television play-by-play, and I've done such, that's what you do. You let the play do the talking, and you just add in what's neat. You just add in what's needed.
The one thing that he will truly be missed on, Selection
Sunday. NCAA coverage, period.
Yeah.
NCAA coverage, period. Because for a long time, Brent Musburger anchored it, and then Jim Nantz anchored it, and then he started doing games live and in person.
Mm-hmm.
And then Greg Gumbel took that seat and made it his own.
Yeah, he put a twist. He put his twist on it.
He did. Greg's call on Devin Hester's return against the Broncos. Yeah, that was Greg Gumbel, 2007.
Yeah.
2007 at Soldier Field. Vic and I joke about that game a lot. And, we're talking, we joke about what Todd Sauerbrunn said and how we would find him and things like that. But Greg Gumbel did something that I am going to do. Greg Gumbel became the first black broadcaster to call the Super Bowl on a major network. Matter of fact, he did it twice. The next black broadcaster who called a Super Bowl, but he did it for radio. He's been on this show with us. My good buddy Dave Sims.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one is going to be me through our own network.
I mean, a lot of people.
I gave a preview last year when we did Super Bowl 58.
Oh God, I remember that.
Oh jeez.
The thing about Greg Gumbel.
What time did we go to bed? No.
I cut at 11:30 because I was spanked.
What time did we go to bed?
I don't think y'all stopped till 1 a.m.
I think it was 1:30.
I remember so many games watching with the family. Going through the years of New England when we had Bledsoe and Parcells running things, and then with finally Belichick and Brady.
Mm-hmm.
It was Gumbel on the CBS call. That was the A team.
Yep. He became a part of he became a part of the A team. He was born and raised in my hometown of Chicago. And for a while was the television voice of the Knicks on MSG.
Yeah.
You would truly be missed, Greg Gumbel. You would truly be missed.
Yep.
There is not another broadcaster like him.
No.
Mom, Dad, I hope you now understand. And I think they do.
Yeah.
That was
Don't feel bad, man. This is a piece of my childhood.
Yeah, this really hits home for me because he was born and raised in Chicago, like I said.
Yeah.
He was born and raised in Chicago. And I hate to see when a person leaves his family behind.
Yeah.
But like you said, he made Selection Sunday and hosting the NCAA tournament his own. And it was cancer that took him.
Yep.
I hate seeing that.
Like I said, it was Gumbel and Sims, the A team for CBS for the longest time.
They did 2 Super Bowls together.
Yeah.
They did 2 Super Bowls together. I cannot pick just a favorite call. It's hard to do. because it's so tough to do. It's so tough. It's so tough to do. And I can't believe it was cancer that took him.
You beat it.
I know.
Something that it was something that people really didn't know he was struggling with.
Crazy how a lot of these like big people will keep that under ropes because they don't want, of course, they don't want people freaking out about it.
No.
My dad didn't tell me that he was fighting cancer until August of 2006. And then April of 2007, he was gone. And it was prostate cancer.
I mean, also look at Chadwick Boseman, famous actor. He kept his cancer under ropes until he passed away.
At 43 years old. At 43, 43 years old, Chadwick Boseman. We lost him. And now being a survivor of cancer, being victorious over cancer, when I see stories like this of people who couldn't make it,
it breaks your heart.
It does, man. Both my parents. I lost both my parents to cancer. That
breathe, Snowman, breathe.
I'm breathing.
I mean, I hope you were, because if you didn't, you'd drop dead. So
I'd fall to the side of this chair and I'm back in this chair taking a nap. All right. But people know how this affects me. And many people understand how this affects me.
Announcers like Mitch Holthus, people say, oh, didn't Mitch Holthus want you to get in broadcasting? And like, no. And Snowman, you actually didn't know this. I don't really tell you much. I don't tell you much. But Greg Gumbel was one of the reasons I actually wanted to do broadcasting. My dad always talking about him. He's like,
dig it.
You should have been. I wish you were alive around the time when Greg Gumbel was calling these games, man.
If there's a 1 and 1A for me, I really can't I can do 1 and then 1A, 1B, and 1C of my influences. Greg Gumbel is definitely up there. He would be like, I don't know. I wouldn't even have A, B, and C. I just have like 4 or 5 different ones at number 1 and just put their name up there. Greg Gumbel, Jim Durham, Wayne Larrabee, John Rooney. Greg Gumbel was definitely an inspiration behind the play-by-play mic, and he was definitely an inspiration to me. And that's one thing my dad and I shared, is how we marvel at how Greg Gumbel called games. I mean, I can tell you so many times my dad I would go visit him and we'd watch a game and Greg just happened to be on the mic for it. Pantheon of greats for sure. Along with Jim Durham, as I mentioned, along with Wayne Larrabee. National voices, Pat Summerall, Dick Enberg, Al Michaels.
And we all remember how stunned the NFL was when Madden died.
Yeah.
I'm still hurting about that, man, because Pat Summerall and John Madden were my football announce team.
Like, I think people are going to probably come after me for this, but I think people like Chris Collinsworth are a disgrace to broadcasting.
I agree with that.
Just an absolute disgrace to broadcasting, because if you want to talk about the sport, but don't just compare every player to one player.
Mm-hmm.
It gets.
If you're going to talk about the game, talk about the game.
Like, I get, Mahomes, he's right there on the poster. He's a good quarterback. I say good because he's not great yet.
No. He still has he still has a few mountains to climb before he
Even
gets
though there
to
was a
that
bit where they
step.
were like, you have 4 Super Bowls. They said you have 4 Super Bowls, and even if you were to retire now, you'd probably still be considered a Hall of Famer. So, and I can see that, but I also can't.
Mm-hmm. I can't either.
I can't. I think Mahomes is
Especially
maybe like a all first team of all time, but
Yep.
not like first team backup for a Brady. Like a third stringer or a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm gonna go all-time great quarterbacks, I'd probably go like Montana or Brady as my starter, and then Montana or Brady as the backup.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
Themselves out.
I can't tell you how many playful fights Big Dog and I have had about those two.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you got a 49ers fan and a Patriots fan, so
because Dog would tease me, and he'd see a stat, and he said, "This is why Brady's the greatest." And I would just hold up something and say, "Oh yeah, guess who did it first?"
Victor, no, just imagining that's gonna make me cry.
I know for a fact that Greg Gumbel and John Madden are calling games in heaven. That's making me cry. You know who's joining them on the call? Pat Summerall.
Yep.
You know who's on the sidelines? Dick Enberg.
Too many broadcasting legends gone.
Yeah.
And people think, oh, well, maybe you only do broadcasting legends as your main topic. No, we talk about legends of the game, either young or old, that passed away, including this man right here. You recognize that man?
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Hockey.
Johnny Hockey.
That still hurts, man. Like, especially at the home opener for the Columbus Blue Jackets, where it was the Jackets and Panthers. They put Kachuk on the side where Gaudreau usually is, and they let Columbus win the faceoff.
Yeah.
And they let 13 seconds run off the clock because that stunned the hockey community.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost as bad as when I forgot his name, but he was a Kentucky point guard. He died before the draft.
Yeah.
I think Terrence Clark.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. And it is sad to see that happen.
Let's just go to a break.
Yes, please. We love you,
Be
Greg.
back
Gumbel.
with more action.
Just a moment. We love you, Greg Gumbel. You will forever be missed. You are a pioneer, and you're definitely a legend. We'll wrap it up after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals, chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Down the stretch we come on this wacky Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. And don't forget, a little later on today, we have this. Women's basketball comes to the forefront as the TCU Horned Frogs take on the Kansas Jayhawks live from Fog Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. Yours truly will have the call on the alternative play-by-play. Our pregame starts at 2:30. First tip is at 3 p.m. You know, it's not only some broadcasters of my childhood that I miss, but it's some game show hosts also. Because I can give you the lineup, the CBS lineup that made my my childhood summers. Dick Clark, Peter Tamarkin, and God, I hate saying this, Bob Barker. They're all gone.
Yeah.
They're all gone. Makes me realize how old I am.
I know, right?
You shut up.
Hey, man, I've gone through some evolutions with TV and sports as well here.
I know you have. All right. That's what we usually do on a Wednesday.
I was about to say, push the button.
Even though Mr. Droid here, who is wearing a jersey of Connor Verhage, and I think that's a stray in and of itself that he wants to throw.
All right. I'll push the button.
Not yet. Well, I'm not talking about the damn Cowboys. I've thrown the season, and I don't want to hear about them anymore.
Oh, no, you've not only thrown this season, you've thrown next season too. But
I'm sorry, Vic. I'm sorry.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
You wrong for that.
Do it again.
Actually, it could have been worse.
No. No.
Ain't nobody calling
Turn it off.
me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still?
What in the all types of blue hell
was that?
Well, you know.
Victor mentioned another one, Alex Trebek.
Yes.
Alex Trebek, man. Alex Trebek.
You know what? We do need to lighten the mood a little bit.
We do.
We get out of here.
We gotta laugh.
Okay.
We need to laugh before we get out of here.
All right.
I gotta get myself going and laughing before I go blow up the kitchen and make. I'm used to the kicks by now. Well, so are these folks.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
No.
I have a bad feeling about this.
No.
Let me guess.
Droid, get up here.
No.
Let me guess.
Now.
This happened.
I'm telling Droid to get up here. I will not be using the swear jar.
Nope. Can't make me do it. You won't make me do it. No.
I'm making you do it. Get up here.
I gotta suffer through this. So do you.
Exactly. And I didn't peruse social media.
What happened? It found you?
Yeah.
Oh.
One of these guys found me.
What you mean?
That's exactly what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I got a message from a person I thought was a friend.
Oh, crap.
Mm-hmm. And he asked me a very point-blank question.
Hang on. Let me find it. I got it.
And the question he asked me was, quote, "Do you still believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time?" Close quote. And now a selection from the Wonderbread Choir entitled, "Are You Serious?"
Oh, even they're late on the party on this one.
Mr. McCoffey, I didn't peruse social media. For once, I put the phone and the computer down, and I didn't do any perusing. This individual, and I say that in lieu of a swear jar, found me and asked me that question, which led to me saying, yeah. I watched his entire 15-year career. He proceeds to say to me, you can't possibly think that he's the greatest. All right. I see where this is going. Try me. He listed all the stats that he could about Braun being a scoring champion, about Braun playing defense, which is laughable.
Braun playing defense.
You fool!
Exactly. Most points all time and all that kind of ish. Mm-hmm. You know what I did for him? I played this.
This moment of Braun's sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronzexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. Real LJP, now approve all this.
Paid for by the city.
Which is now gone belly up. And I said, you're just happy about one scoring title for LBJ? And he said, yeah, that proves he's the greatest.
What?
Then I gave him this.
So I realized that I think, even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors for being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
Wow. That's all I gotta say.
You for real?
I looked at the phone like I would look at my kids. And they're like, are you crazy? Don't you know that MJ has 10 scoring titles, 9 times all defense, first team, not to mention 6 NBA championships and 6 finals MVPs? And then he said the following.
Oh, no.
Quote, that still doesn't prove he's the greatest.
Close quote.
You all see the look on my face.
Stop it. Get some help.
Ryan, I describe this like you having to deal with Jets fans like Mike Greenberg, who is a pseudo Jets fan, by the way. You really can't fix stupid. So I decided not to litter the stats with him and prove to him numbers alone why he's the greatest.
This deserves
English. Do you speak it?
So I did what I should have done minute 1.
You mean you did? I was about to say, you mean you did this?
I don't remember asking you a thing.
Yep. I did that. And I also told him, F you, and F you. Dear bronzexuals, like that. F you. Dear Facebook for allowing bronzexuals on the social media. you. And dear ESPN for putting them in our face, shoving them down our throat and up our asses for 22 years. You. You. And I repeat, you.
This is what happens when a fan base becomes nothing more than a bunch of broken brain jackasses.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
How about they get out of all our faces?
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window. Wow.
Flag me, but I'm not done yet.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
What in the all types of blue hell
are these people still doing existing, even though their Kang is on the strict decline? You can't make this up.
You fool!
You tripping.
You're despicable.
As
tired.
I said, dear bronzexuals, you, and a whole lot of you. Now get out of our face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
I'm out of energy.
With
Have
that
a
being
great
said,
day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. And Darian Hopkins, thanks for joining today. We are out of here. We're all going back to bed. Well, they're going back to bed. I'm getting coffee because I got a house to clean.
I gotta make a spotter sheet, man.
I got housework to do too.
Did you finish the damn thing?
No, because I have to write out all these stories.
We'll see everybody tomorrow.
See ya.
We're out of here.
See you tomorrow, folks. Oh, by the way, and players like Joel Embiid, LeBron James, and James Harden, you are a
Quite frankly, those organizations need to run their team like the Jets running theirs with Madden.
See you tomorrow.